Welcome, Guardians, to the 55th episode of the DTR Podcast. I am your host, Jay, the content manager here at the Tracker Network. And joining me this week is my co-host, J Ram. What's up, man?
Hey, it's good to be back.
I know we took 2 weeks off. I was sick, but we're back.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be us two tonight. It's just gonna be us two. We have a lot to talk about. Crystal Osiris is here. We're gonna talk about some news that came out last week and trials and give our first impressions on Crystal Osiris. I'm really excited. So
I'm pumped too. Oh, look at this. I got food coming.
Tell Molly said hi. How are you?
Hi, Molly.
All right.
Thank you,
so,
dear.
Before we dive into all of that,
but I think it's kind of hard to get from here.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm pretty far. It's just a few hundred miles away. All right, so I do have a few announcements to make, guys. You guys can find us on iTunes, Podbean, and the Google Play Store at Destiny Tracker Podcast. We do record the show every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, live on twitch.tv/DestinyTrack. If you guys like to support the show, you guys can leave a review on iTunes and make sure to subscribe on iTunes and make sure to follow us on Podbean. You guys can use our promo code DTR for 10% off your Gamer Subs GG order. All right, so let's just get into it. So, J-Ram, what is the most fun you had in D2 over the past 2 weeks, actually? Most fun you had?
You know what? I'm really liking the grind for the ornaments.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the expansion itself, as far as why don't we do it this way? Let's pick one part and then we'll just exploit that. We'll talk about it and then we'll move on. So, I'm really liking the missions. I really enjoyed.
So you're having fun with the missions?
Yeah. The missions are fun. The heroic part is interesting. It makes it a little bit more difficult, so I definitely enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the mission design was. Let me say it this way: the design of the mission, as far as the artistic style, is just amazing, gorgeous. It's crazy how good it looks. It's still the same old Destiny, though. Shoot. Wait here, shoot through waves of enemies. Move on, scan something, move on, or if you're fed up with that, you could just run past everything, not shoot anything, and then get to the very end and call it a day. So, artistic, it's just amazing. What I don't understand is they have such an amazing framework set up within these missions. Why are they so short still?
Yeah.
What do you think about the missions?
So I actually just completed the campaign last night. I've been sick and busy this week. At first, going through it, I'm excited. It's brand new content to play. And then after a while, I was like, okay, like looking back on it, I'm like, all right, it's the same missions. It's the same somewhat structure, and like you said, like the same framework, but I didn't like the story wasn't connecting to me as much as I think it should have.
All right, so you want to transition to the story now?
Yeah. So let's just give our whole first impressions on Crystal Osiris now. So,
well, I think that's kind of hard to do though, because there is a lot in here. So, I mean, if I were to give this a grade,
no, just your first impressions playing. I think next week on the podcast we could give our review on Crystal Osiris. Yeah. So like, for example, there was one part in the story where Ikora said, oh, by the way, this is spoiler territory. Ikora said that Osiris taught her what it means to be a warlock. And then 2 missions later, when she opens up the portal for us, it's like Osiris didn't teach me. Osiris only told me how to be a warlock by the books or something like that, she said. So the way, like, the 2 lines didn't really connect. So did Osiris teach you really how to be a warlock, everything that it means, or did he not? Does that make sense? Yeah, no, the story definitely felt very disjoint at times. And once again, it went by so fast. And what really irks me is the fact that we've heard so much about this Osiris character. I mean, there's a whole tournament dedicated in his honor. Yeah.
The Trials of Osiris. Well, it was in year 1.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Destiny 1, whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
There was so much lore behind it, and he was regarded as the most
notorious Vanguard Guardian of Vanguard
crazy.
history.
And he was one of the few that actually spoke his mind and got banished because of that.
Yeah.
and yet we only see him for a maximum of what?
40 seconds. We saw
45. Yeah, I mean, like a minute.
We did. Now a lot of people are saying, well, we did see the holograms of him.
Those are holograms.
Yeah.
I don't want to interact with a hologram. I want to interact with him.
Yeah. Now, I can't believe we're still saying this, but one part I did not enjoy is that our guardian does not talk. I found that to be very, very awkward.
I don't think you would find it as awkward if the writing was better.
Yes, but
because there's definitely those like pauses where like the camera seems like it goes to your guardian, and he's like,
he like jerks up, like
he's about to talk,
move,
and then it goes in.
Yeah, it's funny because it looks. I don't want to say stupid, but it looks silly.
Dude,
it looks silly.
It's terrible. It's not that good. It's like having that first date where it's not going that well, and you got that like 3 to 5 second moment of silence where it feels like it's 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah,
it's very awkward. And then all of a sudden, like your ghost kicks in, and you kind of forget about it. But I don't know. I don't understand why they exploit this character everywhere. And then when we finally have this DLC dedicated to him, you only see him for a minute.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I saw this on Reddit, which I know it's Reddit. It's very controversial right now. But it's like they have 3 studios working on Destiny 2. And we're still getting 8 missions in the DLC. We're still getting less cutscenes.
Well, a lot of people are comparing this to the first DLC for Vanilla. You know, the Dark Below.
You can't. We're in a different time period now. We're in 2017.
I'm really getting sick of. I'm really getting sick of people always giving others an easy pass.
Yeah.
Like, we got to start having some sort of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if that's the case, then if we just get rid of all expectations, then we deserve the half-baked game that it feels like we got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So by comparing this to D1 standards, I could see why people are doing that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, you know what, guys, we deserve more. We expect more. D1 was like it was the first time they ever made a game like this. They're learning everything on the fly. I can have patience with that. I'm totally cool with something like that. Mm-hmm. But to come out with D2 and then have like the same problems and the same issues, and we are saying the same stuff, it's almost like, did you guys not learn anything?
Yeah.
And I'm with you. The mission design is still the same. The lack of character interaction is still the same. Mm-hmm. It's just like, what is going on?
Yeah. It's chaotic at Bungie right now. Like, I don't mean to sound salty or anything, or we don't.
I don't care.
Salty, but it's very chaotic there.
We know that. Hey, yeah, it's chaotic everywhere, man.
Yeah, it's a job. It's a career. It's a job.
Yeah. We're not. You know what I mean? We're not making burgers on the weekend for our 4th of July party where we can kind of relax a little bit. Mm-hmm. There are expectations that need to be made or need to be met. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the reasons why this community, the last 3 months of this game's release, has been so controversial. It's almost like you're either on one side of the argument or the other. Yeah. There is no middle ground whatsoever. Mm-mm. That's because expectations were not met. And one half of the argument is, we believe in you so much and we want this to be so great. And the other half of the argument is, it's not that great. You guys need to open up your eyes.
Yeah.
Stop wishing. We need to be pragmatic with this game. We need to have real world solutions to these real world problems. Mm-hmm. Now,
go
ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and it kind of hurts me a bit more because the devs and management, they love this game so much. Like, they want it to be the best that it can.
This has nothing to do with the developers of the game or the artists of the game.
Oh yeah, no.
Or the writers of the game. This is by far one of the most amazing feeling games. Mm-hmm. As far as shooting and jumping mechanics and the worlds that they've created and the artistic. Beautiful. Yeah, the sound. It blows my mind that you can have such a masterpiece of everything else except the one thing that matters the most, which is player involvement. And that player involvement includes, respecting my time and investment into the game. And boy, did they really miss the mark on that stuff. Mm-hmm. Everything else is just top notch. I play a lot of video games. There are very few that look, feel, and play this way. It's crazy how talented of a staff they have. And when, with this Curse of Osiris DLC and the expectations that some of us may have had with this, and for them just to foul tip this ball so terribly. No, they didn't even foul tip. They completely missed the ball. It was a beach ball coming down, and they missed it. Blows me away. Mm-hmm. It really does. It's almost as if it's almost like you have that one person that has all the talent in the world and then does nothing with it. That's what this feels like. Mm-hmm. It feels like that guy or that girl that is amazing at what they do, but they don't just work hard at it, mm-hmm. and they never use their talents to their maximum capabilities.
I'm honestly lost for words. All right, Curse of Osiris, my first impressions on Curse of Osiris, it was cool. I really enjoyed the cutscenes in this game. I really enjoyed the cutscene. I mm-hmm. enjoyed one thing I did not like, how since we are veteran guardians, at least on console, some of us, how Brother Vance had to kind of introduce himself, and he's totally a different Brother Vance than we saw him back in D1. In D2, he was
he's kind of creepy.
Yeah, orgasmatic. I don't even know if that's a word.
Well, I don't think it is, but you just invented it, and I'm cool with
it. He was having a fangasm. Oh my! He was way too hyper.
Jake, you can't spell fanatic without fan.
Yeah. He was definitely a fan. He's definitely a fan of Osiris.
To say the least.
He's definitely a fan.
Yeah, he's it seems like he's he would be in the bushes outside of his bedroom window, waiting for him. Just you know what I mean? Or when Osiris is done eating and he leaves his napkin on the table, Brother Vance runs over and smells it.
He was very creepy.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to be funny because Osiris is coming. Yeah. But I feel like they really pushed that way too hard it was corny.
Yeah, and to piggyback off, cool. Well, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, also, they put so much emphasis on Osiris coming, and then when he finally arrives, he's there for a minute, and then he leaves. It's come on, man.
Now, what is your opinion on the Infinite Forest? Now, wait, before I do give you that question, mm-hmm. One part I did not like is when the ghost said, "Oh, when can we come back to the Infinite Forest later?" And then you beat the campaign and you're on patrol, you can't go back to the Infinite Forest.
Massive. Once again, this is a massive missed opportunity.
Now, I don't know about you if you saw this, but wasn't the Infinite Forest supposed to be the new patrol space? I feel like that's the way they marketed it as.
Yes,
that's the way they marketed it as, and it's not.
The way that, dude, they dedicated an entire stream to it.
I remember reading when Microsoft first said Destiny 2 Curse of Osiris Expansion 1. It said explorable area or patrol zone, the Infinite Forest. I have to find that. But it did put a lot of emphasis on the Infinite Forest, and they made it seem like, hey, Infinite Forest will be your new patrol zone. And it's not. It's not your patrol zone. But throughout all their language and stuff, I did bring this up 2 weeks ago on the podcast. I knew we were only going to get one lost sector because they said lost sector, public event, but they said adventures, plural. So I read that as, okay, one lost sector, one public event, and things like that.
Yeah, well, they gave us adventures. There's 3 that you can do, and that is the only way to access that Infinite Forest.
Mm-hmm. One thing I do like about the adventures is that they gave you a reason to play it. Well, yeah, it was a part of the milestone, but they gave you a reason to play, and that was one thing that I really hoped that they did. But I still wish that instead of putting it in a milestone, it should have been optional, but still required to play it. Like, some way, somehow, they could have done that without putting in a milestone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, no. Listen, the Infinite Force is a massive misstep.
Yeah.
I don't know why we can't go there and do... I mean, I think it was Datto that basically said this is a perfect opportunity for them to put in a legit horde mode, and
in the adventure, A Bug Not Found, I think that's the name of it. It was a horde mode, basically. Datto said you could have slapped the loading screen, made it add more players. Of course, it's not that easy. Add more people in your fire team, and boom, it's a horde mode. But of course,
dude, it makes me think: what the hell did you guys learn from D1? Nothing. You didn't learn anything. No, it makes me think. I'm not saying that's the truth.
Oh no, I know.
You know what I mean? Because people are gonna be like, "Oh, dude, you're salty, whatever," and I whatever. But it just, you've had all this data for 3 years, man, and
we'll get to that part later in the
podcast. And it's like, what did you learn?
Oh yeah.
It seems to me the only thing that they learned is how to get us to not play the game as much as we want.
You know what? I think it was Triple Wreck who put this out. In a tweet, he said Bungie took everything that we wanted and went to the extreme. For example, a lot of PvP players wanted, hey, we want more primary gunfights, and Bungie said, all right,
okay, yeah,
2 primaries, boom,
and a microphone,
boom, you get 2 primaries. I just completely forgot my second example, but things like that.
Yeah, no,
you want more team gameplay, you want more competitive crucible, boom, everything is 4v4.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just things like that. You want public events to be useful? Okay, that's your only path to get loot. All right, that's extreme, right? The only successful path to like reach higher power levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, Infinite Forest. It's basically like one giant path to get to one area, but it changed. But the path changes every time. That's all it is, right?
Yeah,
it's just one path to a door, and it changes. The path just changes every time.
It's
a
the
mob
most
spawner.
exciting, boring place ever.
It's a mob spawner from Minecraft or something. But I will admit, it looks beautiful inside the Infinite Forest. It is really beautiful. It looks I can't talk. It looks really, really cool. All 4 enemy mobs are in there. We have the Hive, the Fallen, the Red Legion, and the Vex are inside of the Infinite Forest, which I thought was actually pretty cool. But I wish they would have, like, I don't know if they did explain it in the story of why all the enemies are in there.
Oh no, they did. They did.
They did?
And it makes complete sense. The Vex are trying out. They're trying out different simulations on different pathways and trying to find the optimal pathway where they're victorious.
I missed that
they
part,
win.
yeah.
It completely makes sense why they're there.
Now,
I get it.
One mission that I did love a lot, like the ending, was where you saw the dark future. Oh my god, before I even say, well, after I say this, is the dark future and Panoptis shows up. I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah. It's one of the best bosses they've ever created.
Oh yeah. And the Mercury in the past was one of the best storytelling pieces they've ever done. I think for us to see what past Mercury looks like, it was beautiful. It was stunning to
Crazy
see.
Good.
It was beautiful.
Crazy good. And guess how often we get to see it?
Yeah. I thought the Infinite Forest would be that and past Mercury with the lost sectors. And you're able to, like, every time you enter the Infinite Forest, you either be in past Mercury or the dark future. Like, that would have been super cool.
Absolutely. How cool would it have been to sit there and go to your friends? All right, where are we going? Let's go to past Mercury. There's a bunch of patrols there we have to do.
Yeah.
The gunsmith has a couple stuff that he wants us to do in there. Because they're looking up how the Vex used to make weapons or something like that, and how can we design better weapons based off of what they've had. Because we do, some of those weapons we get now when we grind for are Vex-infused weapons.
I will admit, I did not finish the milestone yet because I've been sick and I've been busy.
I'm
on the heroic one. I'm on the heroic one now. But shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, but like they've been working on this DLC way before Destiny 2 launch. Like, I don't know what the other 3 studios are working on, but they have 3 studios working on Destiny 2. And I don't want to sound salty or like a pain in the ass, but 8 missions still. It was definitely worth $15 though. It's definitely worth the $15. I will say.
Well, yeah, no, I'm definitely worth the money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's an argument there. I haven't done the raid layer yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my boys to get on tonight.
I haven't done the raid layer yet, but I've heard a lot of great reactions to it. A lot of people are saying that it's one of the best raids.
Well,
or best pieces of content inside this DLC. No, I was gonna say, just like how I reserve my, what I thought of the Curse of Osiris DLC overall. Yeah.
You gotta. I'm sick and tired of making these knee-jerk reactions and having people make these knee-jerk reaction videos where they're like, "Oh, it's amazing," and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this thing has legs.
Yeah.
Because the base story for D2 did not have legs. Whatsoever.
Now, do you think this is it? Is Curse of Osiris done?
I have no idea.
We still have to see live events and stuff, but is this it? Because I feel like, again, Bungie has an awesome framework for adventures. Use it. They should have added an adventure every month to prepare us for the future. Like, I don't know how much work that takes.
Given their track record and what we've been exposed to, this is it.
Track record. That word that you said is crazy, because I remember Activision's earnings call saying they have a brand new content path for Curse of Osiris, and Triple Rec basically put out a good tweet earlier this week saying it's going down the same path. Oh, I'm sorry, not Triple Rec. It was Forbes magazine said that Destiny 2 looked like it's going down the same content path as D1.
Yep.
It is.
Oh yeah. I mean, dude, they canceled a stream to address how unbelievably, I don't want to use the word toxic, because I think we throw that word around too much, especially when you read people on Twitter, because as soon as you say like, oh the strikes are not good, they're not designed well, you got 50 people, oh, you're just toxic. Mm-hmm. That's not the case. Mm-hmm. They're saying the strikes aren't designed well. And another thing I see a lot of, and we do this at times, but we need to put focus on this is, well, if you're not gonna provide solutions to the problem, don't say anything. Well, number one, it's not my job to provide the solutions. Mm-hmm. It's their job. They're the ones making the game. My car's broken. I don't figure out what's wrong with it. I take it to the mechanic. It's his job. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's their job to fix their game. Anyways.
I do want to say this quote. I said this quote to you last week, but I think it was, I'm just going off of Twitter today, off of people who's tweeted out. Someone brought this up on Twitter. I don't want to say this, but no game can kill Destiny. Only Bungie can.
Oh, absolutely.
Only Bungie can kill this game.
Absolutely. Oops, sorry.
Oh man, like, cause my sickness is like just bringing out this side of me. But like, I've barely been on Twitter this week, and on Tuesday I saw a lot of people praising, like, look what I got. I got this. Oh, look, I got this new exotic, and everyone was so happy. And then yesterday I go on Reddit and I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, everything just shit the bed. And I do want to bring this up. A lot of people are returning their copies of Destiny 2.
You know what? I did see that on Twitter.
I think it's, it's your money. It's your money. Do you. Just do you. If you don't enjoy the game, okay, do you. It's your money. Go return it. But one thing I did not like is that Bungie is telling the publishers not to accept refunds. I don't know how to accept that. I don't know if that's true or not.
I was going to say, is that true that they're telling Sony and Microsoft and I guess Blizzard, do not offer refunds? They paid for it.
I've seen a lot of no. They said, well, according to people are posting images of them talking to tech support, and they're all saying the publisher and the developers had told us not to accept any refunds because they are going to fix the issues that people are complaining about.
That doesn't matter, dude.
Microsoft is taking notes down on everything that people are complaining about, and they are forwarding them to Bungie and Bungie.
Yeah.
There was also a tech. Oh, sorry, but there was also a tech support thing out, and one of the tech support guys said that they were also like PlayStation was also caught by surprise when Bungie locked out content and locked out certain things from players who did not purchase the DLC. I think that caught the community by surprise. But before we dive into that, I cut you off. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to comment on the whole given refunds thing.
Yeah.
I think it's about time that as consumers we take that and we fight for that, because there are so many times where you go on the PlayStation Store, or I'm going to use PlayStation for example.
Oh yeah,
because I had a run-in with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you buy the game digitally, that's it. There's no refunds.
Did you forget I purchased World War II and they would not accept my refund? So how are you accepting people who played hundreds of hours already?
Yeah, you didn't even play it yet, and you wanted a refund,
exactly.
And they said no.
So,
sorry, Bungie, if you're going to be the scapegoat for this, but you're going to have, if it wasn't going to be you, it was going to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be some sort of process or mechanism that allows players to purchase a game and try it out, and then if they don't like it, they can return it.
Yeah.
Now, I do know Steam offers something like that on PC, where they give you like an hour or 2 hours to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hey, 2 hours is better than 0 hours.
Yeah. Now you have to give them a valid reason though as to why you want to return it. A lot of people are saying that you have to for PlayStation, Blizzard.
See, I don't think we have. No, my valid reason is I don't like it. It's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Why is that not valid? Because as soon as you sit there and tell me, no, it has to be a valid reason. Okay, who's making the decision on whether or not something is valid? Who's the judge?
That's true.
No, it should be you got 2 hours. If you don't like it, or if the game's broken, or it doesn't run on your machine, well, fine. Here's your money back. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Valid. As soon as I hear stuff like that, I sit there and go, oh, all they're trying to do is bamboozle stupid people and they're not giving them money, giving their money back. That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I will say even though I'm like shit talking the game, I will admit I am having fun. I'm having fun playing content again. The content is new, it's fresh. Even you said you're having fun grinding out the foraging, which I haven't even gotten to that part, and I'm excited to get to that part. I'm excited. It's
fun.
Use
it
those
gives you a
weapons.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you that reason on why you should be doing public events or strikes or something like that.
Public event.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about.
I know, like to say, yeah.
Well, when you get into that forging part, I'm not gonna. This isn't a spoiler for you, but you're gonna have to collect items, and you can do that on any planet.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So I think that's a good move, because there's flashpoints and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Usually those planets are more populated because they're a flashpoint. So all that stuff is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have legs?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I want to know, because what I don't know, and hopefully somebody in chat or Twitter, or maybe it comes out later, is if we didn't make this massive argument for the first 3 months of the game, right? If there wasn't all these positive people and salty people fighting each other, would we have gotten these ornaments and things that we're grinding for right now on December 5th? Or would that be something pushed back later?
I say we would have gotten it. I feel like those were their plans for season 2. I feel like adding ornaments and stuff were their plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, and I'm fine with that. I just...
Now, I don't think we would have gotten the changes to where you're able to purchase things using our tokens. I don't think we would have gotten that change.
Okay. Once again,
it's not in the game yet, but I don't think we would have gotten that change.
Yeah. Once again, why wasn't this in the game at the start then? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you think Mercury is ever going to be a flashpoint? I would cry if Mercury is a flashpoint. One public event, 5 minutes. Come on.
I don't know.
I remember seeing in the stream it did say Mercury flashpoint in their milestone tab, but it was a private test build. So
I could tell you one thing, man. If it does become that,
oh gosh,
you will see people start flipping out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
People gonna flip out anyway. Come on.
Yeah, people will find something to bitch about.
Yeah.
They always will.
Yeah.
And
yeah. A lot of people have been using your word lately. Casually optimistic. Cautiously. Oh, God.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously. Yeah. Optimistic. A lot of people.
My expectations for this game is so low that it's barely on the radar.
Like, I told you back in February, man.
And D2, man, I was pumped because I'm like, man, they learned so much from D1. Like D1 year 1, the D1 year 3 was so different in so many ways. And I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what they come out with for D2.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like I said, you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
That's what learning is. Like, it's the transfer of knowledge. You sit there and go, why did this fail? Mm-hmm. Okay, let me tweak my hypothesis a little bit and then retest myself. If it works, great. If it doesn't, go back to the drawing board, tweak it again, and see what happens.
Now,
it's like they just completely got away from that.
What is your opinion on heroic strikes? Because they're back. I haven't gone into it yet, but at first, a lot of people were saying
there's no modifiers.
Yeah, but a lot of people are saying that they are rewarding. So I haven't gone into it yet. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that they are getting legendary engrams. Are
you defining rewarding as getting loot or rewarding as
loot?
Okay, loot. Yeah, it's rewarding. That's fine.
Yeah. And it's challenging, and people want a challenge. And they got a challenge. So a lot, it's like, I've seen positive feedback.
But there's no modifiers.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
No. In D1, Heroic Strikes had modifiers, okay? Mm-hmm. In D1 Year 1, they had 3 levels of strikes. Do you remember that?
Yes, where you get the strange coins. That was fun. And it was 1 strike, right? It was 1 strike on different levels, right?
No, it was a strike playlist.
The Heroic? In year 1?
D1 year 1, they had 3 different levels of strikes. It was like tiger, dragon.
No. Yeah, I remember that. I'm talking about the heroic strikes in year 1. You know how you get like 9 strange coins? It was like 1 heroic strike if you do it on the highest difficulty. Yep. Man, those are the good days.
Yeah.
Those are the good days.
Where'd that go? What happened with that? Gone.
The team left.
The team left.
No, I'm not joking.
Literally who bitched about that? Who complained about
let's talk about the Bungie podcast. Points? Yeah. So in the Bungie podcast last week, Luke Smith, Mark Noseworthy, and Irk, they had a podcast, and Luke Smith said that he basically admitted, we went down the casual route for D2 because based off of player feedback, they wanted an easier game. Now, I think they went to the extreme with going for an easier game, right? We can all say that they went to the extreme.
Yeah, the pendulum definitely swings fast and hard over at Bungie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one part that really struck me is how they group players. So they group players into 3 categories internally. So there's your tourists. Your tourists are the ones that they just finished the main campaign. Maybe they'll do some strikes and things like that. And then there are the collectors. They mid-level engagement. That's what Luke Smith said. And they play some of the end game. And then there are us, your hobbyists. We are the ones that are content creators. We are the ones that do the podcast. We're the ones that this game is our lifestyle. We are the ones that play almost every day or multiple times a week. We do all of the end game activities. We do the prestige raid. We do everything.
We do all the microtransactions.
We do all the microtransactions. We do all those things like that. And Luke Smith is a hobbyist, and Mark Noseworthy is a tourist. That was actually pretty shocking to me, actually, that Mark Noseworthy is a tourist. And Luke Smith, even said on the podcast that he is one of the few people in the world that have the most hours in the game on private builds and at home, I think that's pretty cool. He literally lives, sleep, and breathe this game and eats this game. I probably said that phrase all wrong, but who cares?
No, you're fine.
Yeah. So how do you like those brackets? Should you think that there should be more, or do you think it's perfect, or do you think
No, the way they define and the way that they classified is fine. The problem is they put all of their eggs in one basket.
Now,
and that was tourist.
If the tourists, here's my logic. If the tourists are the ones that just finish the main campaign and do some stuff, why would you dedicate? I know they are somewhat the largest population of your game, yes, but why would you dedicate it to them? If your hobbyists are the ones that's gonna come back every week, come back every day, they're your hardcore content creators, and they are the ones that, I will keep going back to this, we are the ones that free market. I think that's the correct terminology to use, right? Free market your game, right? We are the ones that market your game. So
yeah, when this game was in a massive drought and they didn't speak to the community for months,
bro, I had more fun playing between TTK and April update than I do between launch of D2 to now, and that is insane.
Yeah, it was the podcast. It was the podcast, and I would say the majority of the PvP Trials of Osiris people that kept this game afloat.
Yeah.
And when D2 came out, it was, from my perspective, being the hardcore player or the hobbyist that I am, it was like a slap in the face. Mm-hmm. It was like, well, you know what? We know you'll be there. We know that you'll be more patient than the casual or the tourist. And you know,
is that taking advantage of us?
What? Say that again.
Is that taking advantage of us?
You can make that argument.
All right. I don't want to make that argument just yet, but
yeah, no, you can definitely make that argument.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's just sad because like I said, we wanted so much for this game, and our expectations, I don't want to speak for the community. I know my expectations personally were extremely high. Mm-hmm. Because I got a taste of what they can do. I saw the masterpiece, the blank canvas, and by the end of D1, it was a beautiful art piece, like the poster behind you. I mean, you could tell that they put work into it and everything. Mm-hmm. And then for them to deliver such a bland, no fun whatsoever
I wouldn't
experience.
say it was no fun. I say it's fun to, like, the gameplay and stuff. It was fun to play something new. It was fun.
But that's the problem. Everybody jumps on the bandwagon and they think it's great, and then 3 weeks later or 2 weeks later, it's like, I'm going to cut your throat out now.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but what's his name? The guy with stupid haircut. Say no to rage. He's right. He's right, man. This game is a mile wide and an inch deep. There's no depth to a lot of this stuff. They have, I think the way he phrased it was, this game has it's a concept game. There's a lot of concepts, but nothing's fleshed out. Which he's right. I mean, I gotta agree with him. There's a lot of cool concepts, but none of them are good. There's not one home run in this game.
What is the direction of this game right now?
Who knows?
That's.
I don't even think Bungie knows. That's scary.
Hey, they're winging it. Now I'm kidding.
If you were to sit down, let's say you were at the grocery store, okay? Mm-hmm. Let's say you were buying, I don't know, if you were picking up, you want to make a nice salad, okay? You saw a friend that you went to high school with. You haven't seen them since high school. They were a really nice person. They walked up and said, "Oh, hey, Jay, what's going on? What have you been up to?" And you tell them about your life and everything. And you tell them, "Oh, dude, I do, you know what? As a hobby, I do this podcast for this video game, Destiny. You should check it out sometime." And then the person goes, "Can you explain Destiny to me? I don't know what that is." How would you explain that?
It's a game where you can get lost. I will say Destiny 2 is a game where you can get lost in. I will say that. Because I have a lot of friends.
That doesn't separate it from other games, though. There are other games where you can get lost in.
It's a world where you could get sunk in really fast. Like, I still have friends that they grind out this game really. I had a friend last week that spent 4 hours on Nessus grinding out all the armor pieces and getting all the tokens and doing all the public events and things like that. So it's a world where you can get lost in. There's adventures to do. There's lost sectors, like these lost caverns that you could go into, and there's a boss down there. It has a story about this big bad guy. He comes, he takes your powers away from you. You have to go and kill him. It's a looter shooter. There's a lot of loot in the game for you to get, and you rank up in power. And then I would be like, it's a mystery. It's a mysterious world.
Okay.
Like, Destiny is not the same for everyone.
Right, but here's the thing. You ready? Everything you said, and I agree 100%. None of that is really fleshed out well in the game.
Everything is a concept, yeah.
Everything's a concept.
I feel like they're always testing something without fully establishing something else.
And that's okay, but you gotta have that one home run ball that you can go to. You know what I mean? Whether it's the mod system or whether it's the design of the player activity within the world or the raid, like you gotta have that.
Raids are pretty fleshed out. I feel like the raid team have that down. Not like I feel like not every raid is going to be the same.
I can't comment on the raid layer.
Yeah, I can't comment on that. Yeah.
I love the idea. I love the fact that we are going back to the Leviathan. I know there was a lot of controversy with that. I think it's great. I don't want to hear the excuse it's reusing content, because it's not. It's the same environment. It's just a different part of the ship, and I'm fine with that. I think it's a great idea. Personally, me being the consumer I am, I'd like to see, instead of 2 raid layers, like 4 or 5. I think that would have been a lot better, but whatever.
It's not realistic yet.
This raid is really it's really good. I still have fun with it. I still get on with the boys and hang out. We joke and laugh and everything. There's still glitches in it. I can look over that. But the fact of the matter is, Jay, not a lot of people are doing the raid. It's just, they're just not. Because the raid is for I don't think it's for the tourist.
Yeah, no, it's definitely for the hobbyists.
Well, I think it's for the hobbyists, and who was the second group, the middle group?
Collectors.
The collectors, yeah. It's collector hobbyists, but the collector will only go in there, and then as soon as they get everything, they're out.
Yeah.
And what did Bungie do with this game? They made everything so easy to get. You don't even have to raid to get the raid equipment.
Yeah.
That boggles my mind. You don't have to raid to get the equipment. I have trials of the 9 weapons and gear. Never did it once. So I don't know. They made everything once again, they put all their eggs in the tourist basket. And as soon
I feel like they're in a position where they're like, fuck, we don't fuck though. like they're stuck.
Well, I mean, hey, remember a couple months ago when you had the big time, the hobbyists saying this game is not that good. And then you had all your collectors going, well, I haven't got there yet. I still got tons of things to do. And the hobbyists were saying, listen, you're going to have the same problem that I'm having right now.
It's the same content.
Once you get to my level.
Yeah.
And guess what happened to those collectors?
They got up.
They got to that level. And the tourists already left by then. So all you were left over with were people that completely exhausted everything there was to do in this game, but nothing was I don't want to use the word developed, because I don't want people to associate develop with developers. It's the philosophy of the game and how the different types of systems or the system philosophies that have changed has made this game not as enjoyable as it was in D1. And now what are they doing now? They're playing catch up. They're trying. I mean, think about the things that we've got. We got ordnance and we got heroic strikes, right? Yeah. Those are all D1 concepts. There's nothing innovative yet.
I honestly, I will admit, I cannot believe we're having an issue in 2017 of how to make an activity, like an incentive to do an activity. I cannot believe we're having an issue from Bungie with that. How do you give players a reason to do an activity? I cannot believe that's an issue, right? Well, D1, there was an incentive to do everything. PoE, the bounties from Zavala, King's Fall, weekly featured rate. Like, there was an incentive, and I cannot believe they're having an issue with trying to figure out how to give players an incentive to do an activity. I cannot believe that's an issue.
Yeah, and
I cannot believe that's an issue.
And here's the thing. Like, the incentive is for us to grind this loot, to get this loot, right? Yeah. And all they did was just make it exponentially easier for us to get.
Yeah.
Wait until Zerd drops that Faded Engram or whatever that.
Yeah, I thought that was coming this week, but I think
it's December 12th. I think it's next week.
It's 12th.
Wait till that comes out, and then your collectors get everything they need.
Oh gosh, people shit the bed when they found out their coins was returning.
Stupid move.
It's the internet shit the bed.
Yeah. We're asking for, we are begging for Bungie to provide us with something that gives us some sort of investment. And what do? They just say, here's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Just turn on the game, go do a public event, and we'll just give you everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, maybe kind of insult your intelligence a little bit. And I think that's one of the major problems with Bungie. Do you ever notice that when they when they announce something, they always refer to our data. Our data does not say this, or our data, and that's fine. If that's the case, that's fine. But can you explain what data you're looking at?
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Bungie is, at least the people, the decision makers of Bungie, feel like they're the smartest people in the room at all times. Do you ever have a friend like that?
Oh,
where they always, what is it? The one upper.
Yeah.
Hey, I rode a bike. Yeah, I did backflips.
Yeah.
It's like,
dude,
okay.
That was high school.
Yeah, they always.
Yeah.
It almost seems like they always think they're the smartest people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, they never ever.
I will
tell
admit,
us,
before people say no, you're wrong. Read Blood, Sweat, and Pixels by Jason Schreier, guys. Read that book, and you will see he's not wrong.
No, that guy is
wrong.
right. He's right. Here's what's amazing. He doesn't. I mean, I know he plays Destiny. I don't know how much he plays, but when it comes to dissecting the problems within Bungie or video games in general, he is right way more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And I read.
Do you know Luke
remember
Smith is the same way? Do you know how Luke Smith kind of got his job at Bungie?
Oh yeah.
He wrote a review on Halo 2.
Yeah, and just crushed
he
it.
literally finished Bungie at the end of that.
Yeah, I read that review.
I want him to go and write a review on Destiny 2 and see what he says.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But, Smith, I love you, bro. I love you. But continue.
I don't love him. I just I don't have to love him. And he doesn't have to like me either.
He's a cool person. Yeah.
I bet you know what? The way he answers questions, I definitely love the sarcasm. All I want right now is just I want a game I want a game that scratches the itches that I have and that respects the time that I'm willing to put in. And the one excuse that I heard them use the one day, and Twitter ran with it, is, there's other games that exist. We don't want you. And I'm just like, dude, that is the dumbest thing ever. You're forcing me not to want to buy anything in your game by saying that. What you're telling me is, we realize it's not that great. Go play something else, and then when we come up with something, come back. And I don't know about you, Jay, but if I were a producer of some sort of product, I would want people to use my product every single day. Because if something happens to that product, they are more likely to go get it again. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Think about that one kind of pizza you love, right? Or that one movie you like. Like, it comes on. What do? You watch it.
Hell yeah.
Case in point, Rocky. I don't even have cable anymore. I can guarantee you, if I bought cable right now, I can find a channel right now that's playing Rocky.
Yeah.
And why? Because people like that movie, and they're really good. And when that movie's on, notice that all of the advertisements are geared towards people who watch that kind of movie. It's just like, like right now with the NFL and how CTEs are really bad and everything, and the NFL's in a bad spot right now, especially with youth football, because parents are just not letting their kids play because of concussions and everything. Yeah. And if you look at the commercials that they have, the commercials are they're either beer commercials for the men, or it's mom washing little Jimmy or little Melissa's football uniform, right?
Yeah.
And how, mom's really, active within the sport, and she smacks her kid on the butt and says, go out there and get him, because they at the end of the day, the parents have the call on whether or not that kid plays. Normally I would, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think dads would be like, yeah, go ahead, play some. But mom's different. Mom's like, no. If you can get mom's up, if you can get mom on board, chances are that kid's gonna play. Bungie needs to start doing stuff like that. Stop telling me to go play something else. Mm-hmm. Bring in something that makes me want to stay. Mm-hmm. Weapon ornaments and armor ornaments right now are doing that. Mm-hmm. But the question becomes, how long will that keep me there?
Yeah. Looking at the calendar, it's like this DLC has to hold us off until spring.
And
which, mind you, is only 3 months away.
No, that's fine.
Seasons are only 3 months, but
right. And they did a pretty good job with the weapon forging, mm-hmm. because they only give you 3 verses. I'm not on that part yet. Yeah. Okay. Well, so when you get to that part, you're gonna be able to pick 3 weapons. I think there's 10 or 11 total.
Mm-hmm. I heard the scout rifle is really good.
And then one in the middle.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Their idea of keeping people coming back is time gating things. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You can only do 3 at a time, and then that's it. Okay. You can come up with something better.
Mm-hmm. I was never a fan of time gating stuff, especially back in D1, because with their first curse, that took 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. And you go, like, come on.
Yeah, but what did it do, man?
It made you log in, which on their side, that looks really good. Players are logging in. Like, it looks good for them. But as a player, it's not that enjoyable.
No.
I feel like, I can't speak for the whole community, of course, but I feel like not a lot of people enjoy time-gated things.
Nope, but it got you back. And that's what they need something. The carrot on the stick right now is stale and smelly.
Yeah.
They need to find another carrot.
Yeah.
And I like I said, we are not behind closed doors, but I don't know. Right now we know there's been fundamental changes to this game.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm sorry PvP people, but ranked play is not going to save PvP. There are fundamental problems with the way PvP is being played.
I know a few streamers are like tweeting out that Destiny is just not for them anymore.
Yeah.
On the PvP side, and DCP, I don't know if they said it on the podcast this week because I have yet to listen, but a few of them did tweet saying that, listen, rank play is good, sounds cool, but if it's still peer to peer, it's not gonna work.
I agree 100%.
It's just not gonna work.
So it's not gonna save PvP, and everybody. When they said PvP, oh my god, this is going to be amazing.
Bungie really has to be good. Change their whole server side. And I give
it 1 to 2 months before people are complaining about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to save the game. There are fundamental flaws within the weapon system, and they need to change that.
Yeah. Not a lot of people are enjoying the 2 primaries. I will say in PvP, I'm still not really feeling it too much. It's cool.
Yeah.
But it felt like that was their answers to more primary gunfights. Just give them 2 primaries.
Yeah.
Which it's true, because I will admit, I forgot what podcast it was on. I think it was back in July. Luke Smith did say, hey, the Sandbox team thought of this idea and it played well. 2 primaries. And that was their answer to primary gunfights. I'm not even kidding. It's true.
You know what I would like to see happen?
Yeah.
Is the people that are making the decisions, have them take a step back and let the developers make decisions.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know what exactly happens behind closed doors.
No, yeah, so, we do. The people that are the people that are supplying the money, they're the ones that are making the decisions.
Yeah. That's true.
You dance with the bear, and you're gonna dance the way the bear wants to.
I think that because the Destiny 2 had so many delays and reboots and chaos, Activision really just came in and took over.
Maybe, but
like that's just my.
The people that are making this game know this game more intimately. Is that correct? More intimately.
Just listen. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Just go with it.
the people that are doing the typing and coding the game and play testing the game, they know this game more intimately than anybody else on the planet, because they're the ones that are testing everything out and trying to make sure everything works.
Even the director, he has the most time played.
What's that?
Even the director, he has the most time. One of the most time played.
and the other director doesn't play at all.
Oh yeah.
He admitted it.
He admitted it. Oh gosh.
Anyways, let them have a say in how this and the on how this game shapes. Give them a voice. Let them have critical voice within those meetings. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know.
We don't know, but from the way it looks from the outside, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, it just doesn't.
Except the raid team. I feel like the raid team has a lot of say as to what go in, because it seems like they have their own studio offsite, because Bungie's in 2 buildings now. Yeah. So I feel like they are really like they have a lot of say like what goes into their work.
Yeah, and if they have complete autonomy, then the other departments need that as well.
Yeah. Like I will admit, communication between humans is not easy. It's not.
No, it's easy. All you gotta do is talk.
I know, but when
you gotta have an open dialogue.
Like, I don't want to say this on, but like, it's not easy when you're in a room in a building with thousands of people all working on one thing, and like it's hard. It's hard. I feel like it's hard.
I don't know. I speak up when I have to.
Yeah.
It's not hard for me.
So yeah.
If I don't like something, you'll know.
Oh yeah.
And I won't just sit there and say because it sucks. I will sit there and say, well, I don't like it because I've been doing this, scanning an object and then killing 3 waves of enemies for the last 4 years. That's why I don't like it. Mm-hmm. It's boring now.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I do want to get into the raid layer. I heard a lot of great things about it so far. Like the gameplay and the mechanics I've heard. I saw in Tefty Tep's tweet, and he was saying that the loot is still like, come on, Bungie, you can like fix that. But I've heard some good things about the way it plays out and things like that. So I'm really excited to dive into that.
Well, I know we're doing it, so why don't we hold that?
Yeah, of course. Next week I am proud to say that we're gonna have 2 guest co-hosts on our show. We're going to have Bennett and Xander from Destiny Tracker Champions. They will be joining us, and we have a special guest if all goes as planned. Right now, Dado is confirmed for next Friday.
Hooray!
That is the 15th.
I can't wait to talk to him.
We are going to give our review on Curse of Osiris next week. Like, this show is just for us to come together and just give our first impressions and just let it all out. We just needed to let it all out. We've been holding it in for 2 weeks. So yeah, that's if anyone does not agree with us, tweet at us. Let us know. I love to hear people's thoughts on their perspectives on D2. I love to hear it. It's good because everyone is valid. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. There we go.
Yeah, there are no wrong opinions.
There's no wrong opinion. Well, except when you say, "Oh, Luke Smith should get fired," and like, come on, bro. No one should lose their job over. It's a video game. No one should lose. Well, it's their job, but like, no one should lose their job over this. Okay. Yeah. So but thank you, J Ram. I just wanted to get it all out today.
Yeah, man.
And for the past 2 weeks, we have been holding it in. I do apologize if anyone felt like we were too hard on the game. It's just our own opinion, guys.
Yeah.
All right?
Well, if I exclude the raid content, and if I were to grade this, I'd give it a C. It's nothing great. It's nothing bad.
C
it's
for
average.
Osiris. Oh God, I'm so dumb. I said C for Osiris. I meant to say C for Curse of Osiris.
No, it's average. It's nothing great. Mm-hmm. It doesn't deliver anything brand new and exciting and everything. But then again, it doesn't overly disappoint me. Mm-hmm. Is it worth the $15 that if you bought the season pass? Yes. Is it worth $20?
Definitely not $30 for Rise of Iron.
$30? No way.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the $15. If I am gonna go and play. Like I still have things to do. I still have to finish my adventures and things like that. So I'm really excited to go back in and go do all of that.
I think as a community also, we need to sit there and think and just you cannot just automatically assume more is better. Mm-hmm. More,
of course.
More is not better.
Yeah.
We want things that are designed with players' expectations in mind.
Mm-hmm. I just really hate seeing the community tearing itself apart. Like we were the community, we are a great community filled with amazing people, and we are literally tearing each other apart Like, if you told us that, oh, this will be happening in a year from now, again, I would not have believed you. But, like, you're out of your mind. It's like the dark future.
Oh, no, you're right. And we are guilty. Both sides are guilty.
Yeah.
Both sides are guilty.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody has an opinion, you can't sit there and hop on that opinion and say, you just hate the game and you're salty and everything. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, if somebody tells you why they enjoy the game so much and they think it's a great game, you can't sit there and go, well, you're an idiot and you don't understand what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Like,
both sides are guilty of that, because I've seen it on both sides. So I don't even tweet about the game, because as soon as I do, somebody with a little positive check mark or positive sign next to their name calls me, an idiot, and you're just salty and blah blah blah, and I'm just like, you know what, you're right. You win. I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not even going to get into that whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
It has been a rough 2 weeks.
I've been fine.
I mean, like, for Bungie, it has been a rough 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, listening to that podcast, I heard the stress and the tiredness in their voices. Like, from Luke Smith and them, I like, they sound stressed and exhausted.
I agree, but you know what? They got to fix it.
Yeah,
it's up to them. Like you said earlier, Jay.
I was just thinking about that quote. The only people who can kill this, no other company can kill this game. No game, not the Division, not Anthem, nothing can kill Destiny, but Bungie. Not the developers. It's management.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely management, man.
If Destiny fails, it's not because of the community, and it's not because another game came in and dethroned them. It's because of this, as Gordon Ramsay would say. I love Gordon Ramsay. I think he's great. As he would say, is bad management, lowering expectations, and being lazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think they're lazy.
I don't think they're lazy. Because
they
work. This game is beautiful. Like, they work really, really hard.
Right. I don't think the game's lazy.
No. It's
just... But can we make an argument for lowering standards and bad management? I think you can.
Yeah. And you can't even say that we're wrong saying that they have bad management, because, like, we've known for years that Destiny had a rough development. Destiny 2 was rebooted twice. Destiny 1 was rebooted, like, on a weekly basis at Bungie.
But right there tells me that there's something wrong with management if people are dropping out like that. And nobody leaves a company like that because it's fun to work at.
Like, oh my God, it's not Vicarious Vision. Resicero? Was I saying that right? The company part of EA? Well, they not
Visceral,
yeah. They were going through the same thing with their Star Wars project. Bad management.
Yeah.
And now Bungie is going through the same. Bungie has been going through the same thing for over 10 years. I don't know if they were being petty to each other, shady, but again, Blood, Sweat, and Pixel, guys. That book came out months ago, but I highly recommend go read it. There's like the whole Destiny part is on Reddit if anyone wants to go read it. It's really interesting.
It's eye-opening, to say the least. People.
It's very eye-opening, and it really opened my eyes to see, wow, this is where Destiny. This is why it doesn't talk about the development of D2, but after Taken King, wait, did I say Taken King? I did, right?
Yeah.
All right, I thought I said it wrong. Right after Taken King, it's like the whole studio was up in flames because the game was delayed and they didn't know what to do, and people were dropping left and
that
right.
Transcended throughout the game. You can see where those gaps are.
Bro, the CEO left. Jason Jones was the director for D2. He's not anymore. Who knows what he's working on now? They got a new CEO. Half of the team who worked on Taken King left. They brought in so many new people. They brought in 2 more studios to help. I'm just like ranting at this point.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's call it a night.
That does it for us tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Jay Byrne, for joining me this week. We just needed to get it off again. I do apologize, guys, if we did sound quote unquote salty tonight. We just needed to get our own feelings off and shake it off. But next week, guys, full review on Destiny 2 with Dado and 2 special co-hosts. Guest co-hosts Xander and Bennett from DTR Champions. I'm really, really excited to have them on. So where can we find you on social media, J-Ram?
J_Rambo9119 on Twitter, and that's fine for now.
That's fine for now, man. Yeah. All right, guys.
You guys, and even then, like, you know, even then, I'm not on there that much. People yell at me.
All right, guys. You guys can find me on Twitter at J_DTR. You guys can find Destiny Tracker on YouTube at Destiny Tracker and on Twitch at Destiny Track. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. We will be back again next week with Dado. Hopefully, if everything goes well, Dado will be joining us next week. I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited to talk to him and just speak to him about his opinions on Curse of Osiris and speak to our 2 guest co-hosts. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 55th episode of the DTR Podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Later.